tariffs.
Ultimately, the Supreme Court must put an end to this.
Parting words from Elon Musk.
It's not like I agree with everything the administration did.
New spelling bee champ.
That is correct.
Good morning, I'm Steve Kathan. With the CBS World News Roundup, a federal appeals court says President Trump's tariffs can stay in place for now after another court ruled they're likely illegal. And Elon Musk tells CBS News he disagrees with some of Trump's policies as he ends his government role. Here's White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
The latest back-to-back rulings have to do with the 10% tariffs Trump imposed on goods from most foreign nations 8 weeks ago. Wednesday night, a federal trade court declared those tariffs unlawful and said they exceed any authority granted to the president. 20 hours later, a federal appeals court ruled the tariffs can remain in place for the next couple of weeks as both sides submit new arguments. A Chinese government spokesperson reacted to the rulings by criticizing Trump's tariffs. Trump's trade advisor, Peter Navarro, insisted the uncertain fate of the tariffs isn't hurting negotiations with other countries.
You will see a cascade of new deals coming out in the near future.
One person who has been critical of Trump's trade policy is billionaire Elon Musk. Now that he is leaving his White House role, Musk tells CBS Sunday Morning there were actually several Trump moves he did not support.
I agree with much of what the administration does, but we have differences of opinion, the things that I don't entirely agree with. But it's difficult for me to bring that up in an interview because then it creates a bone of contention. So I'm a little stuck in a bind where I'm like, well, I don't want to, speak up against the administration, but I also don't want to take responsibility for everything the administration is doing.
There's word one or more people accessed White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles' personal cell phone and used her contacts file to reach out to other officials and impersonate her. Harvard University scored a court win in its battle with the Trump administration over foreign students. CBS's Nikki Batiste.
A federal judge extended an order blocking the Trump administration from banning its international students. President Trump has accused several dozen universities of anti-Semitism, cutting federal funding at a few of those schools, about $3 billion at Harvard. It's the only school to push back in the court so far, led by President Alan Garber, who received a standing ovation at graduation.
The class of 2025 from down the street, across the country, and around the world.
Turns out a report released by the Department of Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. that focused on a decline in life expectancy points to studies that don't exist.
Experts in artificial intelligence say it appears the technology was used to help write the Make America Healthy Again report. A Washington Post review of the report's 522 footnotes finds at least 37 of them appear multiple times, and 21 contain dead links. Some citations credit the wrong author, and several studies appear to be invented. Other references include a specific notation whose presence indicates the use of OpenAI, according to the company. Christopher Cruz, CBS News, Washington.
In Louisiana, 2 of 10 inmates who broke out of a New Orleans lockup earlier this month are still on the loose. State Police Superintendent Robert Hodges says a Crime Stopper group has boosted its reward money to $50,000.
We are at a checkpoint, one of about a dozen in the area, stopping cars, looking for Hardin. Authorities believe he is still in north central Arkansas. If Hardin is still in these woods, the hundreds of people looking for him aren't his only concern. It is also home to venomous snakes, spiders, wild boars, and bears.
In Louisiana, 2 of 10 inmates who broke out of a New Orleans lockup earlier this month are still on the loose. State Police Superintendent Robert Hodges says a Crime Stopper group has boosted its reward money to $20,000.
At this time, we're confident that we're closing in on the remaining 2 escapees.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. It's 57 degrees in Vallejo, California. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love,